Attention passionate Kansas City CHIFS fans, latest news, something big is happening in the AFC West and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Kansas City Chiefs' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Kansas City Chiefs fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your FRINDS and Kansas City CHIFS FANS. Let's get to the news now, folks. If you've been following the Kansas City Chiefs this offseason, you know that this team is not standing still. No, sir. The Chiefs are always looking for ways to stay at the top, always aiming to improve, to tweak, to get just a little better than they were yesterday. And that's what makes this team so exciting, the relentless pursuit of excellence, the way they adapt to the ever-changing landscape of the NFL. But this time, there's a bit of a twist in the story. It's not just about new signings or draft picks. It's about a strategic decision that could reshape their entire roster and potentially their future in the league. And I'm talking about the rumors, the whispers, the speculation that's been swirling around Kansas City, suggesting that they might be considering trading away a former starter. Yes, you heard that right. A player who at one point was a key piece of their defense or offense might be on the move. Now, I know what some of you might be thinking. Why would the Chiefs, a team so committed to continuity and winning, consider such a drastic move? Well, let me tell you, in the NFL, nothing is off the table. The league is a constant chess match, and sometimes to get that extra piece that might put you over the top, you have to make tough decisions. And that's exactly what we're seeing here. The Chiefs, after making some impressive additions during the offseason, and I mean some really exciting signings, are now faced with a dilemma. Do they hold on to their proven stars, or do they look at the bigger picture, at the future, and consider trading a guy who's been a cornerstone in the past? This kind of move is never easy. It's not just about cap space or draft picks, though those are definitely factors. It's about loyalty, about the identity of the team, and about the fan base's emotional connection to these players. For example, if they decide to trade away a veteran linebacker or a seasoned cornerback, it's not just a roster change, it's a shift in the team's core identity. But on the other hand, it could open up opportunities for younger players, give the team flexibility to make more moves down the line, or even bring in draft capital that could be crucial in the long run. Now let's talk specifics. We all know that the Chiefs have been a defensive juggernaut in recent years, with players like Chris Jones dominating the trenches or a cornerback like Trent McDuffie showing flashes of brilliance. But with new signings, especially in the secondary or linebacker core, the team might be looking at how to optimize that talent. Could they be considering trading someone like a veteran linebacker who's nearing the end of his prime, or maybe a key defensive back that's been a leader? These are the questions on everyone's mind. And it's not just about the immediate season. You have to think about the long-term implications, too. The Chiefs under Patrick Mahomes have been a model of consistency, making it to the playoffs year after year and contending for championships. But the NFL is a league where every decision can ripple through seasons. If Kansas City trades away a player now, how will it impact team chemistry? Will it give opportunities to young players to step up, or could it backfire, leaving a gap that other teams could exploit? The management's decision-making process is a complex puzzle. They're weighing the pros and cons, considering salary cap implications, future draft picks, the development of younger talent, and of course, the team's quest for another Super Bowl. The pressure is immense. And let's be honest, every Chiefs fan is watching this very closely. We're all eager to see whether this rumored move will come to fruition or if the team will stick with their current roster and focus on building chemistry for the upcoming season. While all of this is happening, it's important to remember how well the Chiefs have built their identity over the past few years. The team's culture, the way they develop talent, and the leadership of figures like Mahomes, Andy Reid, and others have been critical to their success. Yet even with all that stability, NFL teams have to stay flexible. The league constantly evolves, and the Chiefs are no strangers to making bold moves when the time is right. Remember the 2020 season when they traded for Le'Veon Bell or signed Tyrann Mathieu? Those decisions seemed risky at the time but paid off handsomely. Now, as we look ahead to the 2025 season, the stakes are even higher. The AFC West is no longer a two-horse race, it's become a fierce battleground. The Denver Broncos are improving, the Las Vegas Raiders are always a wild card, and even the Los Angeles Chargers are pushing hard to reclaim their spot at the top. For the Chiefs, maintaining their dominance requires sharp decision-making, and that's why this potential trade of a former starter is so significant. It's not just an internal team matter, it's a message to the league, a statement that Kansas City is willing to make tough choices to stay on top. Let's also remember that the NFL offseason is a time of strategic planning. Every move is calculated, and every rumor is part of a bigger picture. Sometimes these rumors are just that, rumors. But other times they turn into real transactions that alter the course of a franchise. So for the Chiefs faithful, it's a waiting game. We're all on edge, watching every news update, every insider report, trying to decipher what's next. Will they trade a veteran to get draft picks? Will they bring in a younger player to develop, or will they decide to keep the roster intact and focus on chemistry and experience? The upcoming weeks will be crucial. The team's front office will weigh all options, considering how each move aligns with their championship goals. The NFL is a league where patience and timing are everything. Sometimes the best move is to stand still and build from within. Other times, a bold trade can change everything in a season, and in the case of the Chiefs, it's all about striking that perfect balance. In terms of the players involved, we can't ignore the fact that some of these veterans have been pivotal in the team's recent success. Leaders on and off the field, they've helped shape the team's culture. Trading one of them might be seen as risky, but if it's done with a clear vision, it could be a game changer. Imagine, for instance, acquiring a high draft pick or a promising young player who could develop into a star. That's the kind of strategic move that can set a team apart in the long run. But of course, it's also a gamble. The NFL is a league where the difference between a championship and an early exit can be razor thin. And let's not forget the fans. The Kansas City faithful are some of the most passionate in the league. We've seen this team grow from a struggling franchise into a dynasty. The Super Bowl wins, the playoff runs, the incredible moments with Patrick Mahomes leading the charge, it's been a roller coaster of excitement. So naturally, any rumors of roster changes spark a lot of emotions. Some fans are all in, ready to embrace the new era, while others feel nostalgic about the players who might be leaving. It's a delicate balance, but it's also what makes following this team so compelling. Every decision, every move is scrutinized, debated, and celebrated. Looking ahead, it's also worth mentioning that the Chiefs' front office has a history of making smart moves. Andy Reid's leadership, combined with the vision of general manager Brett Veach, has been instrumental in building this team into a perennial contender. They've shown that they're not afraid to shake things up if it means getting closer to their ultimate goal, another Super Bowl victory. The offseason is their time to plan, to negotiate, to strategize, and to set the stage for a successful season. So as we all wait for those official announcements, let's keep our eyes peeled. The NFL's offseason never sleeps, and the Chiefs are always at the center of the action. Whether they decide to keep their roster intact or pull the trigger on a major trade, one thing is for sure, Kansas City is not done yet. The team's hunger for titles, the passion of the fans, and the leadership of the coaching staff all point toward an exciting 2025 season. We're in for a wild ride, and I've got my popcorn ready. Now, if you're a true Chiefs fan, you know that every offseason, every game, every play is part of a bigger story. It's about legacy, about chasing greatness, and about building something that lasts. The decision to possibly trade a former starter isn't just about one player. It's about the future of the franchise, about maintaining that winning mentality that's become the hallmark of the Kansas City Chiefs. So stay tuned, because the next few weeks will be filled with drama, surprises, and maybe even some breakthroughs. And I'll be here breaking it all down for you, making sure you don't miss a thing. Because at the end of the day, being a Chiefs fan means being part of a family that's always looking to push forward, to reach higher, and to win more. We've seen this team overcome obstacles, defy expectations, and rise to the top. And no matter what happens in the coming days or weeks, one thing is certain: the passion for this team, the loyalty of its fans, and the drive to be the best will never fade. Kansas City Chiefs are not just a team, they're a movement, and I can't wait to see what the future holds. And now, Kansas City Chiefs fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the Kansas City Chiefs. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for the latest Kansas City Chiefs news.